All right, we're playing Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. One of my favorite games. A couple of notes about this game. Um, well, for starters, I've had to play this game a lot. Um, I've had to try and record this several times, and something has always come up where there's something wrong with the save, or I forgot to record something. I'm a little done with it at this point. But I'm going to show you guys uh, how to play this game. Again, it's one of my favorites. Have to excuse me, I'm getting over some allergies. Uh, a couple notes about this game. I will describe some things to you, but I will be skipping over a lot of dialogue. I will be skipping over a lot of items in terms of their descriptions. I'm not going to read a bunch of them. And I'm not going to be doing a lot of like when I say dialogue, I'm not going to be doing a bunch of secret dialogue other than what's required. We just got an item, Kuro's Charm. I'll talk about that too. And then we just had a cinematic, and obviously I skipped over that. I'm not including cinematics in this video just for copyright purposes. I suggest playing the game yourself to see what the cinematics are. That one was just a little bit of backstory. We're here in Japan, in the land of Ashina. Ashina was taken over by Lord Ishin in a rebellion. Okay? This is our character, Wolf. We've kind of been exiled, but we're here to kind of save our master, the Divine Heir. So you see it says Kuro's Wolf. The Divine Heir is Lord Kuro. Lord Kuro has dragon's blood, and that makes him immortal. And that's part of the whole premise of the game, is everyone wants that dragon's blood. So we're jumping up. You can double jump in this game. Part of me doing playthroughs and stuff is like having to figure out the right volume and whatnot. And I'm my mic may still be a little bit quiet.
That shinobi at the bottom of the well. We didn't shackle him, restrain him, nothing. That doesn't worry
It
anybody?
should worry somebody.
Not at all. Not only is he not
You can sneak past a lot of enemies. This is the tutorial area. You have to do this part. It's required, but you can't fight right now. It's just a matter of just showing you the different tools of the game. So right now we are shimmying by hanging off a ledge, enjoying the lovely view. Enjoying the lovely view. So we're just gonna go behind this tower, and we're about to meet Lord Kuro. So this is Lord Kuro. He's gonna make reference to something called That Night. It happened 3 years ago. It's basically how we ended up exiled. We'll find out more about it later. He gives us a healing gourd. That's to heal our wounds. The healing gourd, it replenishes whenever you get to a checkpoint. You've got one use right now. Um, they give you very few heals in the tutorial, but you can have up to 10 of these. And so you need to find 9 gourd seeds within the game to max it out. I'll show you where all of those are. And so he's going to ask if I have something for him. You only unlock this ability if you have a save active or you've gone into New Game Plus. That means you've beaten the game in any capacity and you've started the next game. It's called Kuro's Charm. I'm going to give it to him.
This is
I'm going to
suffering.
insist he takes it. And I skipped through it, but what I say is suffering is what I desire. So if you look at my health bar in the bottom left of your screen, that little red mark means I have no Kuro's Charm. very fun. This works like a homeward bone from Dark Souls games. It just allows you to go back to the last checkpoint. Some quick stuff about this. This is your inventory menu. Unlike other Souls games, this will pause the game, so you can pause during the boss fights and all that by going to this menu. You see unseen aid. That's if you die. When you die, you lose half of your money and half of your skill points, or at least half of your XP for your skill level. Um, and you'll have a 30% chance starting out to keep anything that you would otherwise lose. Vitality and attack power. Vitality refers to our health. Attack power refers to how strong our attack is. Skill points. We unlock skills with those. You just get it by killing enemies. You'll get XP. You'll see the cross emblem in the bottom right. Those are spirit emblems. We'll use them later on. And then the thing below that, that's Sin. That's the in-game currency. Goodness. All right. So I'm going to take a healing gourd. I'm going to take a pellet. Pellets do not replenish. When you use a pellet, you use that pellet, it's gone. But they're very common drops. Very common drops. And they slowly heal your health. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the game's combat system. And we're going to be showing it. You're also going to learn a little bit about enemies. But first I want to talk about Kuro's charm. So that's the thing that I gave Lord Kuro. It makes the game harder by giving it to him. Normally when you play Sekiro, it's what I call easy mode. It's the regular game mode. With Kuro's charm, statuses like poison, terror, and burn, which we will see later, build up 40% faster. Enemies have more health and more posture. We'll talk about posture in a second. They do more damage to you. And on top of all that, whenever you deflect their sword strikes, which again we'll go over, you take chip damage. So it's a huge increase in difficulty. So these guys you can sneak behind, and that red marker means we can insta-kill them. Now you press R1 to swing your sword, hold R1 to thrust. Thrust attacks are really good for a lot of enemies. They usually do more damage. So that's a thrust. For these ball guys, you can just hit them. And notice, the top bar is his health. The bottom bar is posture. Whenever that posture breaks, he's vulnerable. But equally, we can whittle down his health. And by whittling down his health, we can get rid of him, right? So if they're balled like that and they're these regular troopers, you can just swing your sword. Be careful if they swing at you, but for these guys, because they usually just have like wild combos, so you just need to make sure you get the first hit in, otherwise they're not difficult. These guys with the hats, you need to get into a rhythm with. So this is all about deflection. So swing twice, deflect. So deflection this is blocking when you hold L1. If your posture is built up, our posture gauge will build up in the bottom center of the screen. If that's filled up, you can hold this and it will decrease for you. That way you can restore your posture. Holding block will block an attack, but it will greatly deal a lot of posture damage. Timing a strike to where an enemy swings at you and pressing L1 is a deflection. So if we mistime that slightly, we will get punished. Now, I messed up because I fell. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. So I tipped off all these guys. Notice, I'm doing my best to get them one at a time. I'm not putting myself in danger of having to attack more than one. just because any damage I take is critical at this point. I took a little bit there, but I'm not worried about this guy. Again, it's 1, 2, deflect. Let's do it again. 1, 2, deflect. That's how you take out those guys. It's a rhythm thing. You won't get it until you get it. This isn't Dark Souls. Don't try to dodge everything. But anyways, this is our first boss. So bosses can be beaten in two ways. Whittling down their health or whittling down their posture. You can do more posture damage if their vitality is usually about at 2/3 or 1/2. Their vitality is their health. So make sure that if you really want to build up posture, you have that amount of health taken off of them first. For some enemies, you're never going to build up enough posture. You just need to whittle down their health. And for other enemies, don't worry about whittling down their health. Just go for the posture damage. There's some that are specifically designed for that. Now, if you look at this boss on the top left, again, we don't have heals for this boss. The game doesn't provide them because this is the tutorial. In the top left, you'll notice 2 red markers. Those are death blow indicators. So we have to get 2 death blows on this boss in order to kill him. So that, for most bosses, that would mean like taking down their vitality or their posture all the way twice. For this guy, it's all about posture. You can get a couple hits in. You just have to be aware his swings are a little delayed. Except when he swings from his left side, our right, it's not delayed there. It's actually quicker. So if you pay attention to my health whenever he swings, and I don't deflect perfectly, I take shit damage. But I timed that jump perfectly. We get him out of the way. We didn't live with much health, but he's out of the way. And that's the tutorial for you guys. We just have to continue on our way here to continue on with the story. This is a very story-driven game, but the design is really cool. It's a lot of changes in height and all that. Like, it's not just a straight platformer. It's more like an advanced Assassin's Creed in that way. So we're going over here. We have to call the divine heir over. That cutscene is nothing special. It's just the divine heir showing up. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about this right here because there's a cutscene that I'm not going to show you. This is above my little wolf tail. He sneaks up on us. I don't know if you saw that. He sneaks up. It's creepy. Anyways, this guy right here is Lord Genichiro. Guy above my wolf tail. You can barely see him. His grandfather is Lord Ishin. So Genichiro wants to restore Ashina to its former glory. Is kind of the whole premise. He's got some daddy issues or something. So to do that, he wants the divine heir. So he's going to try and take the divine heir from us. Here's the thing. This is a boss battle. It's not fair. Don't expect it to be fair. You're meant to die here. You can beat him. I've beaten him in New Game many a time. But don't expect to beat him. It's often worth it not to even try. As you can see, he's very quick. And you kind of really have to know his attacks. So we're just going to die. What he does is he cuts off our arm, but your arm will get cut off no matter if you beat him or not. It changes nothing. The same thing happens. So again, it's intentional by the game. So anyways, we have a shinobi prosthetic here. This is our arm that got cut off. It is now a shinobi prosthetic or a shinobi fang. This guy is the sculptor. He's your best friend. He's a cool dude overall. We can go. This is called the dilapidated temple. It's like your base of operations. So if you go behind you here, you get a Litecoin purse, and that's going to have send for you. Pellet. You get a couple pellets here. Pellets are really useful. As I said, it's a healing item. And this guy wants to fight you. He's here for training. So you can come to him at any point in the game and get training. So obviously I'm not worried about him. But if you need help with deflection and stuff like that, you can absolutely get it here. This is a sculptor's idol. This is your checkpoint. A couple things we haven't talked about are prayer beads and memories. There are 40 prayer beads in the game. There are several memories. I don't know how many. Memories you get from certain bosses. Using them will increase your attack power. And prayer beads, every 4 that you get will increase your vitality, so it will increase your health and your posture gauge. And you have up to 20 vitality points that you can get. You can get up to 99 attack power.